Boo.
Hello, everyone. Joke's on you, I wasn't actually playing the game every time I went through all those ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-dings. Tyrion, what are we doing here? I'm not sure. For some reason you felt drawn to this place. Great. Also, I totally forgot to turn the game down again.
Oh, hello there. Were you two looking for me?
Sorry, we were looking for you, but we understand if you'd rather talk later.
No, I was just finishing up here. Did you have something you wanted to talk to me about?
Well, we wanted to ask you some questions about the case.
This was my first time coming to watch a court trial. You were truly remarkable.
Thank you. Were you in the gallery?
I've always enjoyed watching physical battles in the theatre, but I see now that battles of wit can be just as entertaining to watch.
Entertaining? Yeah, I know what you mean. I see the odds are stacked against him, but then he suddenly pulls out this crazy deduction and steers the trial in his favour. Never really thought of it like that. But I'm sure it's far more entertaining to be the one making the deductions. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee. I'm not really sure what you mean. I practice law so I can help those persecuted by the justice system. I don't really do it to entertain myself.
But is that really true? Don't you find the experience even the least bit entertaining, Tyrion?
I really wouldn't put it that way.
You're far too modest. You save people from the clutches of death. To your clients, you might as well be a knight in shining armor.
Earlier you said you were studying illusion magic?
I am. Did you want to talk to me about the prosecution's theory?
Yes, actually, how did you know?
It was easy to guess after seeing you in the courthouse. Anyway, disguising an undead with an illusion is definitely possible. As Lady Steelwind said, illusionary disguise would be the best spell to use for that.
What if someone created a freestanding illusion?
A freestanding illusion?
Yeah, we know that Wallace didn't animate and disguise the professor's corpse, so what if the illusion wasn't disguising anything? Maybe someone created a freestanding illusion of Bellwether walking around.
For something like that, one would probably use major illusion.
Meluso. Creates a three-dimensional illusion. Whoops. The illusion can take the form of any object or creature that can be contained in a 10-foot cube. While concentrating, the caster can animate and move the image to a different location within range. The illusion is purely visual and cannot physically be touched. But didn't... Yeah, he touched her, so major illusion couldn't have been used.
What is it?
I don't think major illusion is what we're looking for. Do you remember what Jan said? I know it's Jan Hughes, because Jander. That's the hallway, Bellwether that Jan saw was a major illusion, then she couldn't have knocked over that vase. Illusions created by that spell don't have any mass.
I see. How perceptive of you.
Aren't there any other illusion spells that do have mass?
No. Illusions can only recreate visual and auditory sensations. There isn't a single illusion spell that someone can touch.
So that means someone disguised something to make it look like Bellwether.
Why the look of suspicion, Celeste?
Sorry, I wasn't...
Calm down, I'm only joking. I don't blame you for considering every possibility. In fact, I'm flattered you think I'm capable of pulling off such elaborate ruse.
Anyway, this does tell us one important thing. What's that? the bellwether that Jan saw had physical mass to it. If it wasn't a freestanding illusion, it was someone or something disguised as bellwether. Well, if the major okay. So I have an idea. My current theory is that someone used either major illusion or illusory disguise on one of the arcane constructs to become bellwether. And that's why it had physical mass. But that doesn't fully explain everything. Oh.
Prepario Arcanum.
Okay.
It's quite a shame, isn't it?
Sorry for interrupting you. Was it someone you knew?
Not personally, I'm actually here on Wallace's behalf.
Wallace knew her?
Wallace joined the academy as a part of a program run by Headmaster Redmond. At the time, the headmaster was reaching out to mages among the common folk. He'd started a program to admit the mages to the academy without having to pay tuition. Both Emily and Wallace were among those mages.
That must have been an amazing opportunity for them.
The truth is, neither of them actually cared about learning magic. The real problem was Emily had a terminal illness. She and Wallace were poor orphans, and they obviously didn't have the resources to treat it. But if they enrolled in the academy
would be obligated to give her medical treatment.
The Imperial Academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. They thought that curing her illness would be an easy task for the Academy's healers. But they were mistaken, I'm afraid. I'm sure you know this by now, but healing spells can only treat wounds. They can't cure illness. Emily's condition only got worse over the years, and eventually she succumbed to her illness. Wallace was furious. He didn't understand why the kingdom was outlawing magic that could save lives. And that's why he decided to learn it himself. Yes, the headmaster was inspired by Wallace's resolve. He gave him access to the Academy's forbidden tomes of necromancy, and Wallace taught himself the spells he knows today. So that's why. It was supposed to stay a secret between him and the headmaster.
Whoa!
But I'm sure you know how that turned out.
I want to have that sprite. I want that sprite because I want that to... Can I Eris Illmatter sprites. I want to have that sprite, that evil ass sprite. Alright, can I present shit to you? Dude. I mean, she could just be a decent human being. Also, I saw you, Josh. What up? You still here? Honestly, fuck Eris. Oh, you have nothing to say to me. Let's go. Back to the library. Oh, it's you, Mr. Cuthbert. Steelwind, what are you doing here? After what happened in the trial yesterday, I decided it would be best to start my investigation here. Wallace was in the library for the entire morning. It would make sense she'd start her search here. Actually, since I have you here, have you seen Eris Ilmater anywhere? It's my understanding that you're both acquainted with each other. Eris, what do you want with her? It's not for anything serious, mind you. It's just an oath that Commander lost her spell compendium. Now we need her to produce another one for our records. If you see her, please let her know that we'd like to speak to her. We saw her earlier in the cemetery nearby, but I have no idea where she is now. Once again, I have to compensate for that idiot's mistakes. Anyways, I was wondering if you could ask you some questions about the case. Very well. I suppose I still need to honour our deal from earlier. Whoops. During the trial, you mentioned that another witness saw Bellwether walking around yesterday. Would you be willing to tell us who that person is? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. You've been pretty transparent with your investigation so far. What's changed? I have no obligation to justify myself to you, nor do I have an obligation to help the opposition. Didn't we have a deal? Hiding information doesn't exactly seem fair to us. I believe I've given you plenty of information already, so regardless of what I said for you, the answer is still no. I think it's Eris. I think she's scared of Eris. Have you any luck finding the scene of the crime? Fortunately, I haven't. From the witness's testimony, we have a rough idea of the route Bellwether took, but none of the rooms we checked have any sign of a struggle. I'm mainly basing that off the Iona sister's testimony. Valerie in particular noticed that the bleeding came from the wound in her stomach. Regrettably, the body's wounds were mended, so we can't determine what kind of weapon the murderer used. I like her a lot.
She's so cute! Ah!
Aww. Dad. He's a dad. This is the problem, is Orym is supposed to be the gumshoe figure for this game, but like he's a total, like he's 64. Can't he be competent? Yeah, we also have never seen them together. Okay, she's not gonna say. What was the headmaster talking to you about?
Supposedly he has some items stored in the faculty lockers. Problem is, Steelwind said no one gets in or out of this room. Except for her and you two, apparently. She wouldn't even let the other knights in here.
Really, is that normal?
No, but things rarely are when she's calling the shots. I don't know what her deal is, but she's been acting strange lately. She's been real paranoid, that girl. Frankly, I can't tell what's going on in her head.
You mentioned that the prosecutor's been paranoid lately. Do you think it has something to do with the case?
Nah, it started way before that. Lately, she's been using the Inquisition to investigate a lot more non-magical homicides.
What? Wouldn't it be easy to work with the relevant law enforcement for that?
Excuse me, I don't know why, but she's convinced that these cases have magic involved. But But we scanned each and every one of those crime scenes. Nothing turned up. Is my mic loud enough? I don't know if you can hear me when I'm doing Orem's voice. I gotta say though, if it went for those scans, I might actually agree with her.
Why do you say that?
Those homicides, never seen anything like them. They're probably some of the most screwed up cases I've ever handled. For one of those cases, we had ourselves a disgruntled spouse. Found out that a man was going around with a barkeep. You know what the spouse does? She stalks the poor woman. She starts leaving threatening notes all around wherever she worked. Barkeep told the city what was happening, but no matter how much they staked out the tavern, they could never catch the pup. Then one day the barkeep arrived home, but little did she know the spouse was waiting there for her. Poor lady never had a chance. Then, to tie the whole thing together, the spouse waits for her husband to get home. She cooks him a big roast using the barkeep's remains.
Jesus!
Steelwind thinks someone's developed a new type of magic that can control people's minds, and these homicides were some sick test run.
Magic that can control people's minds.
But wouldn't Mage Blight make more sense? When a mage overuses their magic, it can have pretty bad consequences on their mind. They temporarily lose grip on reality and begin to see things that aren't there. When a mage becomes like that, it almost never ends well. They enter a frenzy and begin firing spells randomly, which only makes it worse.
Seen a fair share of mage blight cases, and this isn't like that. Not all the perps were mages. The ones that were didn't even use their magic. One thing was that each of the perps almost seemed to wake up after we arrested them. All of them said things like, it wasn't me or I didn't have a choice.
Huh. Okay, Steelwind's behavior's been strange this time around. She's been hiding elements of the case even from the commander. Anyone can tell she doesn't have much faith in him.
I'm standing right here.
But this is the first time I've seen her hide key details of a case from him. What is motivating Steelwind to keep secrets? There has to be a reason why she's being so secretive. Paranoia. Who has Steelwind trusted for this case? Us. Why does Steelwind trust us this time? What? Oh. I did say that Tyrion isn't a member of the fucking... Fuck you. Steelwind doesn't know much about us, but she does know that we aren't prone to noble corruption. Meanwhile, the Inquisition usually bends to nobility's whims. She's noble. She's fucking heiress, I already know. The witness has to belong to a noble family, that's why she's so wary of interference. I'm the protege of the infamous Ruby Tamora. It's a name for people used for the top four noble houses. These families stand at the top of the kingdom's aristocracy. If I recall correctly, the four pillars are House Freyga, House von Sanctus, House Sibyl, and House Steelwind. Steelwind is a part of them? Okay. Divination magic, but it's not related. Transparent lotions. Gross. Freyga has worn-out textbooks that all have Wallace's names on them and necromancy, so Freyga probably stole her shit. And it's bloody. Cool. And finally, Nightgrave. Fucking free guy saw. People keep changing his locker ID. So the bloody item was in Wallace's locker. Looks like we're done here. Bye, Aurum. Is she still at the cemetery? She is. But apparently, I'm not able to tell her. Alright, you. You're back. We uncovered a few things during our investigation. Miss Steelwind, are you acquainted with the student Miriam Freyga? I said it before, Mr. Cuthbert. I won't fall for such an obvious bluff. It's not a bluff, Miss Steelwind, and I'll prove it using the evidence we've gathered. Let's chat, babe. Steelwind is paranoid for whatever reason. It's due to the involvement of Miriam Freyga. If you could convince her to reveal why she's being so secretive, she might give you more information. Let's do this. You've been behaving strangely, Steelwind. Even the Knights of the Inquisition have noticed. Please just tell me, why are you being so paranoid? I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, Mr. Cuthbert. I've approached this case objectively, just like I have with every other case. You've ordered the Knights to stay away from the crime scene, and you've even taken upon yourself to conduct the investigation yourself. That is not normal behavior for a prosecutor. I took those actions because the Inquisition is incompetent. How could I possibly trust them with anything? The knights are incompetent, but even you see the value of delegation. During Celeste's case, you still delegated tasks to the Inquisition, and you could have easily investigated the McCoy Tavern yourself. This academy is huge. You wouldn't conduct your investigation this way unless you had a good reason. Then why don't you enlighten me? Why would I act in such a way? What would cause me to behave so strangely? You know that the Inquisition is corrupt and will bend to the nobility. So what would happen if a powerful noble were publicly involved in this case? With the noble's influence, they'd probably order the Inquisition to conceal their involvement. A high-profile noble is involved in this case, Steelwind, and I believe that noble is Miriam Frege. Again with this. Do you think you can bluff me by throwing the name of random nobles? Not every noble is a malevolent criminal like Garrick Pierce. I said it before and I'll say it again. My investigation doesn't involve the Fregas. Nothing about this case has anything to do with House Frege. Then how do you explain this, Steelwind? The commander told us that you were following a lead in the locker room yesterday. We investigated the lockers of the students of the Four Pillar families. We found stains of blood in a locker with Miriam Freedom's ID number. It was presumably left with a bloody object. The bloody object was taken by someone, and we heard that you became extremely paranoid after you found something in the locker room. If I had to guess, I'd say that you took the bloody object as evidence. And what evidence do you have to support these outrageous claims? The only thing you have is evidence of a bloodstain. There's a myriad of explanations for that. Everything else you mentioned is pure speculation. You can't prove that piece of evidence exists. I could have found any number of things in that room,
You have to
or
drink
possibly
water.
nothing at all. You found an object in the locker with Miriam Frege's nameplate on it. If you don't present what you found to the court, I'll have no choice but to pull the owner of that locker onto the stand. That's ridiculous. We both know the locker in the question belongs to Wallace Nightgrave. Can you unequivocally prove that, Miss Steelwind? Because the way I see it, there's a lot of room for doubt here. Enough for me to pull Miss Frege onto the witness stand. But if I had more context, maybe I wouldn't have to resort to that. She's so pretty! Well played, Mr. Cuthbert. I suppose I don't have a choice, do I? Just so we're clear, I wasn't acting to protect the nobility, but I'll admit that Miriam Frege was the other witness that saw Bellwether that day. See, I had some suspicions, but there's also another matter. When I was investigating the body, I found this. Evidence of academic dishonesty. A tightly packed folder containing several documents. Documents contains evidence detailing multiple instances of plagiarism, fraud, bribery from school officials, and various other offenses committed by Miriam Frege. Why would Bellwether have something like this? From the way it's arranged, I think it might have been blackmail. Miriam Frege is considered a prodigy in the magic of conjuration. She's won a litany of awards and will definitely graduate with honours. If these flies were reached the public, it would absolutely ruin her reputation. It appears so. When I discovered this, several elements of the case were still unknown. I decided to look through her belongings, and I mistakenly looked through the locker with her ID. I found this in that locker. Bloody rapier. It's very likely that this is the murder weapon. This rapier is a valuable heirloom of the House Frege, and a few weeks ago Miriam reported that the rapier was stolen from her room. Not that I'm complaining, but why didn't you present this in court? To be honest, I'd like to avoid involving House Frege by any means necessary. Miss McCoy, do you recall how Wyvengard justice system works? To acquit a defendant, you need to unequivocally prove that they didn't commit the crime. So it's guilty till proven innocent, cool. To do that, they either need a solid alibi, or we need to prove that someone else committed the crime. What else do you suppose will happen if you bring Miriam Frege onto the stand? House Frege won't allow one of its members to be indicted by a court of law. They'll plant and forge evidence to implicate your defendant, and they'll use the Inquisition to do so. So that's why you've been keeping them away from the investigation. I don't have the support in my house. Right now I'm just a prosecutor, nothing more. I'm not going to do that. I seem to recall another case where an innocent person's sword was used to frame them. As a prosecutor, it's not my place to decide who's guilty and who's not. I won't engage in corruption, even if it's to counter corruption from another noble house. I'm sorry. Do you know where Miriam is right now? Didn't you hear what I just said? You can't let her think that there's even the slightest possibility you'll indict her. She'll bring the entire wrath of Frau Frege down on you. Regardless, I can't do anything for Willis unless I know everything that's happened. Frege's the last piece I need to put everything together. Suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Her dormitory is room 107. I imagine she'll be there considering that classes are suspended. Thank you, Steelwind. If I don't tell you, I'm sure you'll probably just find out from some other means, but please, Mr. Cuthbert, be careful.
Okay. Listen, I've said this a couple times, but I have to pause for this. Hey, music, shut up.
Music, silent. Shush. Fucking shut.
My the worst part about all the Ace Attorney games is how fucking aggressive and mean and corrupt all the prosecutors are. Game 1, you got Edgeworth, who's being corrupted by Von Karma, who cares. Chapter 2, you have the physically violent, physically aggressive, and actively corrupt Francisca. Chapter 3, you got Gatto, who's fucking like, oh, I know your client's innocent, but I have to prove you're a shitty lawyer, so that person's going to jail. And then you got Black Quill, who's actually a fucking convict, and then there's Nayuda, who for some reason just hates everybody. The only one who isn't really corrupt is Clavier, and they never fucking use him, which drives me nuts, because I like it when a lawyer is actually good, and I really like that right from the beginning, she is straight up saying, I refuse to be corrupt, I want to do this fairly, I want to do this right. I fucking love that. It's such a good thing they did, and I love that they did it for the prosecutor, because oh my god, she's so good, and I love her so much, like, genuinely. She is a beautiful soul, and I love her for just existing. I need to say that. This is such a good thing. I love it. Please, 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 please. Tyrion devs, keep this up. Keep her good. Keep her as the lawyer. Do not do a new lawyer next game. Just keep her and keep her awesome. Please, I'm begging you, because she is fucking amazing. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's all I really wanted to say. I just needed an excuse to gush about her. Let me turn the music back on. It's so good. I love it. Let's go. Jesus, goth much? Damn. Hi there.
Excuse me, how dare you barge into my room?
Sorry, I meant to knock, but construct, remove these hoodlums from my room. Shit. Nice.
Construct, stand down.
Oh, you're... Okay. I mean, that's a cute pose, I guess.
I'm terribly sorry for that. I wasn't aware this was your servant. I haven't noticed you around campus. Are you a new student?
What? Yes, my master just rode at you recently. What?
Yes, I just started here. I take it you're Miriam Frege. Yes, I'm honored that you recognize me.
God, shut up.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, miss. I'm Celeste. Steelwind. I'm Celeste Steelwind. Steelwind! It's a pleasure to meet another member of such an esteemed house.
Excuse me, I don't believe anyone permitted you to speak.
Oh my god, I hate her. Jesus.
Yes, it's quite tragic what happened to her. She's always been an acquaintance of House Frega.
Oh, you heard that from your relative, did you? If you don't mind me asking, why are you so interested?
Oh, you know, I'm just curious is all. You know how uneventful life can be sometimes, being over it all.
Oh, is that all? I was worried you were going down the same path as that poor, confused Arya. But time in the middle of a study break anyways. I suppose I have some time to sate your curiosity. Construct, please prepare some tea, some lotus tea we imported from the Eastern Kingdoms.
Oh, Jesus. Sure you do. Ew. Ew! She was gonna be the headmaster? Gross! This school would have been... No, if fucking bitch McGee over there was the fucking headmaster, this school would go in the shitter and go bankrupt within a year tops. Fuck that woman.
Can you believe her? She still won't give it back to me. My father will have my head if I can't get it back soon. How did it manage to become a part of the investigation anyway? I don't know. Arya won't tell me anything. I swear if that necromancer was the one who stole it, I'll execute him myself. Someone did steal it from me? Yes, right from out of my room. When did this happen? About a few weeks ago. I noticed when I came back from one of my classes. Someone removed the rapier from its display case in my room. How did they get in your room in the first place? Do you think someone used magic to teleport past the door?
Please, I'm a master of conjuration magics. If someone attempted that, my enchantments would have shunted them out.
Sure they would. Oh, I'm with her. Oh, trust me, Celeste, honey. I want to stab this woman with her own rapier. I hate her.
You said something about my wayward relative before. Were you talking about Arya?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry if I offended you.
That's a cute face.
I'm sure it must be a pain to see the way she's been acting lately.
Betrothed? Ew.
Ah.
So it's literally a computer. So, yeah, okay, so the constructs act like a computer. If it can't do a certain thing, it just completely stops. I wonder if it actually enters a logic loop. Because there's this thing... So, I'm about to go on a nerd tangent, but in Pokemon Red and Blue, the reason why the Mew glitch works is because certain flags are activated without having the chance to deactivate them. The way that the Mew glitch works is you walk into where you would normally be someone's field of view, but you fly away because every single NPC in the game starts with their first frame on screen facing down, which is the default, and then the next frame they go up. So if you get into the menu fast enough, you can fly away, and that triggers 3 flags. The trigger for an NPC seeing you, the trigger for an NPC walking up to you, and the trigger for a battle happening on the specific route that you're on. So, for example, if you go to someone on Route 8 and fly away, the 3 triggers are the NPC saw you, the NPC walked to you, and you're having a battle on Route 8. And so, if you go to someone on a different route but don't let them walk up to you, the first trigger gets turned off, but the second trigger doesn't because they can't walk to you. The NPC has to be able to walk to turn that trigger off, and because of that, the game is continuously trying to make the NPC move, but it can't because you're in the way. So the game is stuck in this logic loop where it's infinitely trying to make a character move to fix the flag, but it can't do that. So I wonder if it's doing the same thing here, where it's trying to say Steel Wind Strike, but it can't. But it's trying even though it can't, and therefore it will never get to the third thing and turn off that trigger. God, that was the nerdiest thing I've ever said. Lady Steelwind, I'm afraid we must leave now if we're to make our next engagement. Fuck, I hate that woman. Are you sure you didn't want to talk to her more? We were getting a lot out of her. Really got a lot of useful information out of her. The more time we spend with her, the more likely she is to see through our ruse. Right. So why Steelwind? I don't know, I panicked. Arya's like the only noble I know. What about Pierce? I'm not using that creep's name. Well, hopefully Steelwind doesn't mind us borrowing her name. We got her statements on what she saw yesterday. And there's also what she said about her rapier. I bet she was lying when she said it was stolen. She's probably trying to establish an alibi. I'm not so sure. Why do you say that? Doesn't it feel too obvious? She was lying about the rapier being stolen. That would imply she planned all of this in advance. But she had chosen a murder weapon. Why would she choose anything that literally has her name on it? I understand if the murder was a spur-of-the-moment decision, she might have just used it in something nearby in that case. But if this was a premeditated murder committed by Miriam, that rapier would be the last weapon she would choose. There's also the evidence of the academic dishonesty. That doesn't match up with what we heard from Miriam. I have an insight when it comes to things like this. Under normal circumstances, I can usually tell when someone's lying. And a lie as grandiose as that would be something I could definitely see through. Wouldn't have been dissonant, yeah. Well, I guess I trust your insight, but what does this mean? I don't know. Even with everything we found, I'm still not sure who the real culprit is. At the very least, I think we should try and put Miriam on the stand. If she testifies in court, I might be able to find something I can use. But that's a big maybe. If you don't play your cards right, you might spook the Fraggers enough for them to pay off the judge. Either way, it's getting late. We should probably turn in soon. I just hope you did enough to acquit Wallace. I do too! This person totally forgot. Alright, let's do this. Court is back in session for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. Let us review the proceedings from yesterday. It was revealed that traces of necromancy may not have been left by the defendant. It was left by a witness who used necromancy in an attempt to heal the victim. However, the victim was seen by the witnesses well after the death. This could only be explained by the defendant using necromancy to animate the victim's body. This leaves in question, where did the murder take place? Does the prosecution have an answer for this?
Based on the testimony of several witnesses, it's very likely that the murder took place in the building, in the library. First, I'd like to remind the court where the victim was sighted before the body was found. Began when the victim had a meeting with the headmaster near the centre of the building. This brings to us the statement of the next witness, a student at the academy. The student saw the victim walking the victim in the hallways. Which means that our first witness saw Bellwether leave the headmaster's office. Presumably this would have happened after the meeting scene. That would have been this encounter at 1 PM. The other event, the discovery of the body, was when Valentina Ioannis contacted security. I've already established this event happened at 3 or 4 PM, but the significance of this time is in what occurred before the body was discovered. The second witness, a member of the cleaning staff, spotted the victim in the West Wing hallway. This means that this encounter must have happened no later than 2:30 PM. And this implies that the victim was near the library at 1 PM and 2:30 PM. According to the defendant's statements, he was in the library during this time period. Furthermore, the time of death was 2:07 PM. This means that Mr. Hughes saw the victim's animated body. Damn. The prosecution's argument is definitely well thought out, Your Honour. However, it's entirely predicated on the testimonies of all the witnesses involved. Your Honour, to test the validity of these claims, the defence would like both these witnesses to testify. The defence calls Miriam Frager to the stand. I had a feeling it would come to this. I do not, Your Honour.
Shit! We're gonna bring Miriam to the fucking stand! Look at this bitch!
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the...
You little snakes! How dare you deceive me!
I had the opportunity to debrief the witness beforehand. Miss McCoy, for the record, I told you to exercise discretion. I did not mean you should impersonate a member of my family.
I love you.
I gave you all of that tea I imported from the Eastern Kingdoms. I demand you return it to me. What?
That's not how it works.
Miss Miriam, could you please testify to the court about your encounter with the victim?
God, I hate this woman. She sucks.
I was working on a research project in my dorm room when I decided to take a break. I left my room and went on a walk. That's when I saw Professor Bellwether exiting the headmaster's office. She was walking in my direction, so I greeted her and she responded in kind. After that, she headed towards the library. A short time after that, I went back to my room and continued my work.
Yeah. Hi, bitch. What up? Was this research project part of your schoolwork?
It was an independent study to develop a new conjuration spell formula. The project is being sponsored by the Crown Prince himself.
I wasn't aware that he was involved in such a study.
Of course you wouldn't. Did you expect to know every aspect of his life, dear Arya?
Damn.
If you don't keep an eye on him, House Frager just might steal him back from you.
So His Highness would align himself with your rapacious family.
Our banking houses form the economic infrastructure of our kingdom, but perhaps he'll continue to come to Steelwind if he needs a clear den of goblins.
Of course, Your Honour. And you're sure that you saw the headmaster's office?
Yes, I remember it clearly. I was surprised that she was still meeting with the headmaster at all.
Do you intend to interact with the professor at all, Miriam? Did anything seem off about her?
No, but it was a very short encounter. It's not as if we stopped to have a conversation.
You said that you greeted her and she responded. What words did she use? Why is that important? Miss Frege, it's possible that someone used illusion magic that day. Every detail about the victim's interactions could be important. Well, I bid her good morning, and she said good morning in response. After that, she headed toward the library. Did you see her enter the library? I didn't, but there's not much else in that direction. From the testimony of John Hughes, we know that she later came from the library. Even if she didn't enter the library, she was still in that area for more than an hour. How long did you leave your dorm room? Only for a few minutes. I try not to let my breaks go for too long. And you didn't see the professor again after your first encounter? No, I did not. Testimony seems pretty straightforward. She could still be lying. I'm honestly not sure. We'll just have to focus on her statements about how Bellwether acted. Couldn't have been a construct then, because I don't think constructs can say good morning. If she saw him leaving the office, let's look. Okay, because of this gap here, I want to. Oh, you can't even see my mouse. Hang on, let me fix that. Capture cursor, just temporarily see. Oh, never mind. You can't see it. There we go. Because of the gap here, it makes me believe that there is no entrance to the library here. You have to enter from here. Which, if that's the case and she left the headmaster's office and they passed in the hallway, if she didn't see her into the library, she could have gone up here to the lecture halls where she was killed. That's my current thing? If she specifically didn't see her enter the library, then it's entirely possible that Bellwether didn't spend time in the library. The problem is I have no proof of this. The testimony seems pretty straightforward. She'd still be lying. Just have to focus on her statement about how Bellwether acted. I want to say it's this or this.
The other thing is that it had to be something that could say be quiet, and I don't think the arcane constructs can do that.
Objection!
Oh, fuck. Okay. I don't know, I'm
Objection!
so worried about it. It's not like I can't just present shit. The game doesn't give me an HP bar, so I guess I can just do that. But that definitely takes away from the thing.
Objection!
Miss Frege, if I recall correctly, you have a habit of getting absorbed in your work. So much so that you'll even lose track of the time of day. Yes, but what does that have to do with my testimony? Earlier in today's proceedings, the prosecutor made the following argument. First witness saw Bellwether leaving the meeting in the headmaster. I mean, 1 p.m. Miss Frege, if you said good morning to the prosecutor, you would have been mistaken because the encounter happened in the afternoon. And your point is, you said it yourself, Mr. Cuthbert, the witness simply lost track of time. What the witness said isn't important here. It's the significance of what the professor said in response. She just come out of a meeting that was scheduled for noon, and she would be well aware that it was no longer morning, so why would she respond good morning? Wouldn't she have corrected the witness? The encounter was extremely short, and the victim's mind may have been preoccupied. She could have easily responded to the witness without thinking. It's definitely a stretch, but you still can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something. Every time you ask her about how Bellwether acted, her eye picks up. There has to be something there. Miss Frege, you haven't been entirely truthful in your testimony, have you? That's absurd! What reason would I have to lie? Every detail about how she acted is important, Miss Frege. Why aren't you telling us? Mr. Cuthbert, you have no basis to accuse the witness of perjury. Miss Frege, you're lying about how Bellwether responded to your greeting, aren't you? Miss Frege, is it possible that Bellwether's response was less than friendly? My job is to make sure every part of your testimony is truthful. Every detail matters, no matter how seemingly insignificant. The professor yelled at you, didn't she, Miss Frege? So what if she did? I mean... Sorry, but there's no going back on what you just said. So you do admit that she yelled at you. Ugh! You impertinent little... I'm turning off my thing. Yes, I admit it. The professor didn't greet me back that day. Oh, good morning, Professor. Be quiet. She yelled at me to be quiet. Until then, we'd always had nothing but courtesies with each other. I don't know what got into her that day, but it put her in a foul mood. But that's it! Everything else I said is the truth. I did see her come out of the headmaster's office and walk toward the library. So is that all, Mr. Cuthbert? What do you mean, is that all? You badgered the witness, and all you could prove was what, exactly? The witness changed a small detail of her testimony. Detail that is inconsequential to the case. It's clearly an act with no malicious intent. Actually, no, because that lines up with, where is he? Where the fuck is it? Is it this one? No, where is it? It's not in my... What? I was literally just looking at it. There it is. Jan's statement. It's the same thing that Jan heard. Jesus, just call him Jan. This isn't Jan from Choir Clover. Jesus. This is the same thing that Jan heard, which makes me think it might have actually been a construct. Because it just said the one thing.
say? The witness saw the yeah. No, I don't suppose I do. Don't think she's lying anymore. And I was really pushing my luck. If I continue pressing her... Mary wasn't the one lying then. The defendant has no further questions for this witness, says Steelwind. Yeah. Sup, dude? Please state your name and occupation for the courtroom. Witness name and occupation. Mr. Hughes, please testify to your court. I'm having a stroke up here because I'm dealing with an incompetent. Saw the professor and was cleaning 20 minutes before the body was discovered. She walked by me, but she seemed pretty out of it. Heard she was undead. She went into an empty classroom. Well, that was pretty straightforward. I don't know, you guys are the lawyers. I'm just telling you what I saw. That's fair. Alright, you. Let's chat. Oh, my finger's itchy. Did I get a fucking bug bite on my finger? I'm gonna be pissed off if I did. How are you sure that it was 30 minutes before? Always check the time before I'm on schedule. I was supposed to finish halls by 3 p.m. Did anything else look off about her? I mean, yeah, she was an undead after all. That remains to be proven. If you say so. Anyways, what was her demeanor like? She looked like she was in a bad mood. Either that or she was tired. I guess she was just dead inside, literally. Stop yawning, you're making me yawn. I believe you've forgotten a few details about what the professor did. Did you hear her make any sounds? The yawn jumped out of the screen at you? Yeah, it did. Hey, Dev. I wonder what the constructs are able to say, because we don't know that. Dev just made a very good point that I could call him Yawn. Did you see anyone else enter that classroom? I'm honestly not sure. I wasn't paying much attention. I did think it was weird when she went in there. Okay, let's do the other one. All three of those coincide with this. It also coincides with Miriam's thing.
I do want to say that it's an illusion of the arcane,
Objection!
but I don't know. I don't think this is what's relevant yet, but I don't know what it is.
Objection!
They do have the voice of Catherine. Hang on. They have the voice of Catherine. They have the voice of Catherine. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so that changes everything. That changes absolutely everything, because then for sure all you'd need to do is load it in. So the headmaster could have loaded in the line from Catherine. Maybe Miriam isn't guilty. But I don't know why he would do it at the age of 88. Bro, just fucking retire at that point. It couldn't smell her. These things don't have noses, and it would have completed every task.
Objection!
I have absolutely no idea. I have no clue. Damn. It's really determinant about the be quiet thing, but I don't have what I need.
Objection!
I do not know what it wants me to do here. I could just present everything, but I really don't want to do that.
The game is really easy until it's not.
Well, the game was really obvious until this point, and now like, there are a couple of things, but the one thing I need is the fact that she also said be quiet to Miriam, but that's not here.
Run it back as to what you think happened.
What I think happened, and let's go
What's your
over-
current theory?
My current theory, which is gonna sound fucking bonkers, is that the fucking headmaster is the only person who can change what the constructs say. And I firmly believe that what Jan, whatever the fuck his name is, saw was a construct that was told to say, be quiet, if any noise happened near it. Therefore, she was therefore, what he and Miriam saw was an illusionary construct that was saying be quiet, because the constructs have the voice of Catherine Bellwether. And the voice lines it has can only be changed by the headmaster. So they both saw the construct. It's possible she was already dead by then, but that's not relevant. The thing is, I don't know how to prove that what they both heard was the same thing. Because what I think happened was she said be quiet to her and entered the library. I don't know if he loaded those things to say. I think she genuinely was there. Because she wasn't murdered. I think Bellwether was alive with us, but I don't think she died in the library. I do think she died in 2B. And I think she died there, and that's what by that point, the construct was illusioned, and both Miriam and Jan saw the construct that was told to tell every noise to be quiet. I don't think
Howdy.
it was...
What did I miss?
You missed me getting completely stumped. The problem is, the only person who can do illusion magic is this guy, and my only theory for why he'd want to kill her is he wants to stay headmaster. But bro, you're 88, fucking retire. Major illusion and illusory disguise can just do the same thing. Like, it doesn't matter which one it is. Oh, wait, purely visual. Yeah, both of these work. They're fine. That's the problem, is both of those work the same way. So I could use either of them, but it doesn't really...
Objection!
The problem is I don't know how to prove... Because this is clearly what it's doing, because every other thing was checked like, yeah, you read it, good job. This is the one that it's like, no, you're missing something, but I don't know what it is. And it can't be this, because the fucking locker
You don't
room,
have HP in this game?
there's no HP, which I think is kind of a weird thing. That's the problem, is there's nothing to stop me from just presenting everything on everything, which I think is kind of lame.
There is HP in select arguments.
I don't know what it is. And it can't be
Got it.
this. It can't be this because the locker room isn't here. She went from the library to Hall 2B. Fine. The construct did that and told him to be quiet. Both times. I don't think that the construct had the whole script that she said to Wallace at the beginning of the trial. I don't think he had that. I think that was actually her. So the only thing the construct could do was say, be quiet. And if she that would mean that the construct has been open for what? Fucking an hour and a half. That means this can't be what they used. It had to be major illusion. Because the duration is until dispelled. So that eliminates that.
Objection!
Of course it's not fucking right though. I don't know what it is. That's the problem. There's nothing here.
Objection!
I'd help you if I could. Sorry. Grinning face with sweat.
No, that's the thing is I know what I think I'm actually doing the same problem I had with Actual Ace Attorney back when I was like new in the series. I think I'm ahead of where the game wants me to be. I think I'm way too far ahead of where I'm supposed to be, and I should be thinking more presently, which is like what evidence contradicts specifically what Jan is saying. The problem is, I don't know what that is.
That happens a lot, doesn't it? Laughing face.
Objection!
Fucking, I give up. Dev, if you
Yeah,
know the
I'm
answer-
pretty sure you are ahead.
I give up. I have no idea what it wants me to do. Because I know I saw the contradiction, and the weird shit is that Miriam and Jan, whatever the fuck his name is, both heard the same thing. But I can't prove that because for some reason Miriam's testimony isn't here. So I give up. I don't know what I'm supposed to present here.
Cause I believe there is a piece of evidence that is related to this conclusion. That you don't have yet.
I pressed everything here.
Objection!
There's nothing here. Devin, I give up. What's the answer for this one? I genuinely don't know. I'm this far ahead and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do for this one. I don't want to...
I don't know for sure. Can I see the testimony? I've been half paying attention.
30 minutes before the body was discovered, walked by me, but she seemed pretty out of it. Heard she was undead, which is creepy because she yelled at me. After that, she went into the empty classroom. Yeah, which is pretty creepy because she yelled at me. This is the one that it's like, yeah. It's literally the game's pretty much telling me, yeah, this is the thing you have to present on, but I don't know what the fuck it is. I will Google this if I fucking have to. I will. This is stupid.
Undead professors ought never to yell at people.
That's the
You've
thing.
presented the construct ready, yes?
Which one? There are 3 of them.
Objection! Objection! Objection!
Fuck it, I'm Googling this. What is it called? What's this case called? Fucking Tyrion case 2. Guide. Walkthrough. Thank you. So 2. Found it. What That's so stupid.
Objection!
Okay, that's on me. I should have looked at the other spells, but like, fuck off. What were her exact words? Yeah, I was too far ahead and I wasn't thinking that because they... Okay. I should have been thinking about the theory that Steelwind had. The problem is, I'm way too far ahead of the fucking game! Intelligence is limited and cannot speak. That is way too specific. Explanation could have been nature of the illusion. Yeah, I know what it is!
After playing this game, I tried to run a mystery for my D&D players. And they solved it like instantly.
Shut up, Bon. Oh, it's 7 p.m. I have to take my pills.
Before I could do
already
any
knew
drama
it.
back and forth.
Fucking figured it out instantly. Like, god damn it. I was a step ahead. Where the fuck is my phone? Dude, where the fuck are you? Anyway. Don't care. Okay. Hill. My water. Before I could do any drama back and forth. Yeah, that's the
I'm
thing.
a little too tired to make many comments today, luckily.
I'm a little too tired to make many comments today. Luckily, I always love your comments. It's fine. I understand if you're tired, though. It's a tired day. It's Saturday! That's it!
Thanks, but I annoy myself with them. Laughing face.
Do you have an answer for us, Mr. Cuthbert? What did the witness actually see? Your Honor, the witness didn't actually hear the dead victims speaking. What he actually heard was a voice being recreated using magic. Are you trying to say that her voice was recreated using a spell? Not a spell, Steelwind. It was artificery. And whoever the murderer is, they had a perfect piece of artificery available to them. One programmed with Catherine Bellwether's voice. You can't possibly mean... That's right, Steelwind. What Mr. Hughes saw was an arcane construct. Think of it as a magically animated suit of armor, Your Honor.
AI voices now?
Person wouldn't have been able to do it. But arcane constructs are a different thing entirely. Those suits of armor are extremely large, but more importantly, they're hollow. The arcane construct couldn't just transport the body. With illusionary disguise, it would also confuse and mislead anyone who saw it.
Objection!
I commend your deduction, Mr. Cuthbert. I never considered that
Dagath were
possibility.
talking about the mongrel lizards of the Empire.
Certainly plausible, but what does this prove exactly? It proves that the body wasn't animated using necromancy. My client isn't the murderer. The defendant is still capable of performing all the acts you just described. His compendium contains illusionary disguise, after all. There are several students in the library that day. Any of them could have committed the murder. One might come to that conclusion if they didn't have one crucial piece of evidence. I'd like to present a new piece of evidence to that court. The rapier that belongs to Miriam?
Hey, everyone. You have to drink water.
Who would have every function available to them? Fucking
I
Miriam.
just can't with all the augmented chords in this music. Laughing face.
I'm not doing this game. Game, I'm not doing this. Fuck you. I'm not doing this. I've already answered. Miriam Bellwether, Miriam Frege, Theodore Redmond. Those are the only ones. Fuck you.
You didn't present one of those, I think.
I definitely did.
Unless my eyes missed it. It's a profile. Spam it. He said who?
Yeah, I know. I fucking presented him. Game, you suck. Fuck off. I know. He has motive, he has alibi. I just don't get it. Like, okay, I understand. He has motive and he has alibi, but seriously, dude, you're 80 fucking 8.
To be fair, we don't what a person's average lifespan is in this game.
There's no need. He's already here. He was in the gallery, wasn't he? Sup, fucker. Angry. Okay, let's just fucking do this means. This is just Aristotle means. Schedule at noon. She stood up at the expected time. We discussed administrative matters. Our meeting went on for an hour, after which she left to prepare for the next class.
My thoughts exactly. Laughing face.
Okay, well this one is obvious. Bruh. Fucking where is it?
Objection!
Come on, game. You can't make it stupid hard like that. And then fucking make it that obvious. Jesus. Let's remain professional. We both did. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. In fact, I think you might have had a very good reason to commit murder, considering she was going to take your job. Of course I did. Sorry, but I don't follow. How was the professor going to take the headmaster's job? According to Miriam Frege, Catherine Bellwether was currying favour with the noble families. In fact, there was a plan to oust Redmond and appoint Bellwether as the new headmaster of the academy.
This is like when you said a thing was obvious and then I overthunk it. You got ahead of the game. Now it's catching up.
Frail old man. This is Aristotle. Fucking. Okay.
I can't unhear the words overt hunk now. Laughing face.
I am an overt hunk. This motherfucker. Like, come on. Ew. Sorry. I know that this isn't the same thing as What's-Her-Nuts. I know as What's-His-Nuts Pierce. But I can't unsee it now. Same face. Look at them. Look at that look at these moes. Look at these guys. They'd get along. They're both murderers.
Homie is wide Putin. Except one of them no longer has teeth. Winky face.
One of them doesn't have teeth, that's true.
Did he say replace the staff with arcane constructs?
Yeah, they wanted to replace them with AI.
Objection!
It literally says there.
Even a fictional magical land isn't safe from the AI. Grinning,
It's my
squinting
understanding
face.
that Frega's wanted to keep this. Yeah, I have the testimony that says a few weeks ago, but apparently that's not fucking good enough. Whatever.
This music almost has a Kirby vibe to it.
It does feel a little Kirby-ish. Apparently apparently the testimony that straight up says Bellwether revealed this plan to the headmaster during a meeting of, quote, few weeks ago isn't good enough. Apparently, even though I know that it was apparently even though I literally presented it last time. Whatever.
Yeah, that's total bull honky.
Objection!
I will Google this game. You can't stop me. This is ridiculous. You can't put the a few weeks ago thing if that's not what I needed to prove it.
Want a hint?
No, honestly, I'm fucking pissed off now.
Did you present it on the final statement?
I presented it on, yeah.
Objection!
Honestly, game.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not mad at you guys. I'm mostly pissed off that the game fucking...
Objection!
Fuck you!
Suddenly, Valent Grammari.
Yeah. Whoa! Suddenly Shelly to kill her, Jesus!
Beat me to the punch. Laughing face. I was in the middle of typing that Clover.
I beat everybody! I'm an elderly man in
too.
his late 80s. Yeah, motherfucker, fucking... Right there! Fucking retire! Retire! Don't let her replace you without you retiring! That way her power move isn't a power move, it's just a move! Fuck you! But you and Bellwether weren't the only people in that room, were you? You needed the Arcane Construct to carry Bellwether's body. That means the construct would have already been in your office, and with your privileges, you could easily program that construct to stab Bellwether for you. Fear and anger makes me think. Ah, creepy. Timing deduced from Freya's testimony predicted one thing. She saw Bellwether exit your office to your meeting. You were lying about
Suddenly,
meeting
Spy
it.
X family.
Where is it? You're right, Miss Redmond. You wouldn't try to frame Wallace, but you would try to frame Miriam Frege. Would have been in the perfect act of revenge, wouldn't it? You murder your treacherous co-worker and frame the daughter of the family that helped her. Something went wrong, didn't it, Redmond? The label on Wallace's locker and Miriam's locker was switched. Anyone who saw that would have easily mixed them up. Yeah, but you didn't do it. But it wasn't you, was it? Your arcane construct was the one who planted the rapier. I bet you commanded it to place this rapier in the locker of Miriam Frege. The ID number on Wallace's locker assumed it was Miriam's. Look at this guy. That's the wrong
See,
thing.
that's why you
Jesus.
don't replace people with AI.
That is the evidence! Every command is given to the constructor stored in the command log. It's right there! Fuck you!
pretty epic music here.
Oh, and they took away my option to save. Great. Great game, thanks. You know, if I fuck this up, I have to do the whole fucking thing again, right? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Just trying to blah, 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 blah.
Man face palming.
Naught can remain concealed.
Okay, I guess that doesn't mean fucking shit. Great. Apparently, the fact that there's a lockdown doesn't mean that the fuck... Okay, I'm actually angry now. I'm actually fucking frustrated. Straight up, the lockdown happened while he was in the library, and if he was in the library from 1 to 2 with us, which means before the murder, the lockdown was already in effect. That's why the arcane construct couldn't move. I know that.
Cursed technicalities.
What the fuck are you looking for? Let's just fucking present everything. See if it'll finally understand, hey, the fucking thing was on. So fucking stupid. Jesus fucking Christ. Go fuck yourself. Actually, go fuck yourself. I had to present this? Just that I know
I do admit the game has a tendency to add new evidence as opposed to editing old evidence.
Okay. That's stupid. Okay? That is ridiculous. I should have just been able to present the fucking lockdown system and gotten the same thing.
I should have been able to put this and be like, hey, the academy's locked down, dipshit. That's why it didn't move. Why couldn't I do that? Fuck. Jesus fucking Christ.
Are you gonna be okay?
I'm fine, I'm just frustrated.
Suddenly, Polly the parrot.
Yeah. Just show me. Okay, so Eris is the puppet master. Great, cool.
I had a feeling.
I don't fucking care about you.
We don't talk about the empowered eye.
Fuck you. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, this game has evidence. Shut up. God. I shouldn't keep streaming, but I should. I shouldn't, but I want to.
I shouldn't keep watching, either, but I'm still here. Laughing face. Cause I'm tired, I mean.
Yeah, fucking got it.
Okay. Wow, I feel bad, but I really have no
An
desire.
actual demon lady? No thanks.
Yeah,
Neutral face.
I have...
You wanna play some Minecraft?
I do. I feel bad. I want to finish this, but Jesus. Am I okay, before, hold on. You know why Ace Attorney Big Bads work? It's because usually they show up at the very end, and they're only important for 1 to 2 to 3 cases at the most, with like 2 notable exceptions being the 3DS ones, which suck. I hate both of them for various reasons. And even then, they have limits. They have things that make them less of a problem. And they're less obvious, with the exception of Dahlia, who's insane, and Kristoff, who you figure out pretty quickly. Like, my 2 favorites are the most fucking obvious bad guys. Doesn't matter. The problem with Eris is that there's no subtlety to how evil she is. She instantly changes what...
I'm with you there, TBH.
She instantly changes what Ruby and Ilmater and...
Same.
What's-her-face says. It's too obvious. I don't like how obvious it is that Eris is the big bad. I think she's cool, but I really wish they were a little more subtle about it, and I wish she wasn't here right away. I wish they had hinted about her in the beginning.
Not cool.
And then...
Not cool.
Maybe just... You know what could have been cool? If she was hinted at the beginning and you saw her sprite and whatever, but she doesn't physically show up again until the final case. Like, she is the puppet master, but she's not there. You know? She's the puppet master, but she doesn't show up. She just does the whole illusionary magic, changing the brain thing from the background, as opposed to doing it right up front where the player's like, well, she's obviously evil, you know? It feels really obvious, and I don't like that. I do not like that. So I'm done for now because that got me.
I like that scene at the end doesn't need to be here at the end of the chapter.
At the second chapter at that, because now I know she's probably behind the mastermind behind everything in the other 3 cases. And the other problem I have with that is like that changes so much, because I really like the angle of getting rid of corruption in the system, because it starts with that, as opposed to Ace Attorney, where it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and they do it in one game, and they kind of fuck it up, so they have to move to another country. I like how they're starting with this narrative, and I like how Steelwind wants to do it. I like that. That's a cool narrative. And Eris kind of fucks that up a little bit.
I'm calling it now. You eventually have to have some sort of Eye of Horus battle with her.
Oh, for fucking
Winky
sure.
face.
There's no way that she's not going to be important. Anyways, next stream is going to be tomorrow. We're going to be doing D&D. There are a number of things they could do tomorrow. Probably none of them have to do with Eris. And then Tuesday I'm coming back. We're going to start chapter 3.
Adios. Take care.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bye!